Have you ever heard the story of how one of Oklahoma City's most iconic neighborhoods came to be? Well, it's all because one guy made a bet. A bet so huge, so absolutely wild, that pretty much everyone at the time thought he was nuts. We're going to dive into this incredible story of a real estate gamble that literally changed cities.
And that's really the big question, right? When Henry Overholser, a guy they called the father of Oklahoma City, decided to build his dream home, was he a genius who could see the future, or was he just throwing away a fortune? Genius or total madness?
And this just shows you everything you need to know. Look at what he started with. I mean, it was nothing. A literal wheat field, that's it. And then you look at what it became, a beautiful, historic, tree-lined neighborhood. The change is, well, it's just staggering to see side by side.
So the star of our show is this place, the Overholser Mansion, and it's a stunner. We're talking 12,000 square feet of pure French chateau style. It seriously looks like someone just picked it up from the French countryside and plopped it down in the middle of the American prairie.
Okay, get this number in your head. $38,000. That's what it cost to build this place back in 1903. Now I know, today, that doesn't sound like a ton for a mansion, but back then, that was an absolute fortune, an unbelievable amount of money.
But here's the crazy part, the catch. He didn't build it in the city. Nope, he built it over a mile away from downtown, out in what everybody just called the country. People weren't impressed. They actually had a nickname for it, Overholser's Folly. Yeah, they thought it was a huge mistake.
Let me just paint a quick picture for you. In 1903, where he built this thing, there were no paved roads, no trees, definitely no other mansions anywhere nearby. It was literally a castle on an empty prairie. Just imagine that for a second. So yeah, pretty much everyone agreed. This guy was making a massive, expensive mistake. I mean, who in their right mind builds a palace in the middle of nowhere? It made no sense to anyone. Or did it?
See, here's what they didn't get. Overholser wasn't just some rich guy building a house. He was a developer, a really, really smart one. And he had a plan, a master plan actually. It's something we still use in real estate today called the anchor tenant strategy.
The idea behind the anchor tenant strategy is actually pretty simple, but brilliant. You build one amazing, can't-miss property. That's your anchor. And that anchor acts like a giant magnet, pulling in other great properties around it. You basically create a fantastic neighborhood from scratch.
So Overholser's plan was basically a three-step move. Step 1, build something so magnificent nobody could possibly ignore it. Step 2, wait for all the other rich and powerful people in the city to see it and want to be near it. And step 3, boom, you've just shifted the entire social center of the city. You've literally redrawn the map of where the in part of town is.
And you know what? It worked. It totally worked. His crazy gamble paid off, big time. In just a few years, he had other big names in the city, guys like Colcord and Hales, building their own huge mansions right there next to him. See, he didn't move to a great neighborhood, he made one.
Okay, so we know the plan was a home run, but let's circle back to that $38,000 price tag. Because to really get how big of a bet this was, we've got to talk about what that money means today. And trust me, this is where it gets absolutely nuts. The numbers are just wow.
All right, check this out. That 38 grand from 1903, in today's money, just adjusted for inflation, that's about $1.5 million, which is a lot. But wait, that's not even the whole story. If you try to actually build this same 12,000 square foot house with all the same details, today, you're looking at a price tag of at least $5 million. Easy.
So why the huge difference? Well, it's because you literally couldn't build this house today for that price. Get this, they had a painter who lived in the house for 2 years just to do all the custom painting work. 2 years. How do you even price that today? And everything was the best of the best. Imported oak from Antwerp, stained glass from France, light fixtures from Italy. It was even a smart home for 1903 with an intercom system and radiator heat. That kind of craftsmanship and those materials, they're basically priceless now.
Okay, if you remember one thing, let it be this. This is the craziest stat of all. It cost $38,000 to build the entire mansion back in the day. Recently, they had to do some repairs, just on the roof, windows, and sandstone. That project cost nearly $750,000. Let that sink in. It cost almost 20 times more just to fix the outside than it did to build the whole thing in the first place. Unbelievable.
So what's the big takeaway here?
What's the legacy of this incredible real estate bet? Well, it's way more than just the gorgeous old house. It's really a story about how one person's bold vision can shape a city for more than 100 years.
I mean, that wild gamble in a wheat field? It directly created the neighborhood of Heritage Hills. And that neighborhood went on to become the very first historic preservation district in all of Oklahoma. It's all there because of that one single anchor.
And you know what's really cool? The mansion is basically a perfect time capsule. Most historic homes you visit are full of replicas, right? Not this one. About 90% of everything inside belonged to the original family. When you walk in, you're getting a real, authentic look at life over a century ago.
And that really brings us to the heart of it. The whole story of the Overholser Mansion teaches us something pretty powerful about vision, you know? Sometimes a house isn't just a house. It doesn't just fit into a neighborhood. It is the neighborhood. It creates the whole thing. So maybe the next time you see someone making a really bold, crazy move, you gotta stop and ask yourself, is that just madness? Or are you watching someone lay the first brick of the next great neighborhood?